Please welcome Tove Lo!
Rhymes with bully-boo, as we've just been told.
Yes.
Look, I have to begin in the embarrassing place. On behalf of Australia, I apologise because we've been calling you Tove Lo.
So have I.
Well,
I actually called you Tove Lo once, so that's really embarrassing.
why did you not correct us?
Because I kind of, well, for the first 6 months out of my career, I tried to correct people, and then eventually was just kind of like, okay, this is just not how anybody wants to say my name. So I kind of adopted the international way, which was Tove Lo. But then RuPaul, was a part of RuPaul's Drag Race, and she decided to pronounce it the Swedish way, and so now the world knows, and we're back to my original name.
And obviously you prefer it because it's your name, but how different is it performing now and having the world know you for your actual name?
Honestly, it feels the same. I feel like there'll always be that group of fans that, like, I know how to say it the real way, and they would always say it too well. So to me, it's not that dramatic, but I do understand for people, it's like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know how to say your name. But to me, it was a choice for me to say it the international way, to know who I was, for people to know who I was talking about, even, I'd introduce myself, and they're like, who are you? And I'm like, Tove Lo. Like, oh, okay. So, but I like it now that it's back to my name.
Would Tove Lo be okay if Pete really wanted to run with that?
You can say that. Toblerone is really, favorite.
Yeah, I think there's some copyright issues with that.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
You are here playing a bunch of solo shows, but you're also here for the Listen Out Festival.
Yes.
And usually we would ask you, how are the Aussie crowds? And expect you to say, oh, they're great. But I know there was an incident in Perth where there was an ice cube thrown at you, and you went online and said you didn't know how to react to it. How are you feeling about that?
Well, I'm totally fine. Like, it was kind of in a joke. People, they're having fun. There's people throw things, usually not on stage on my sets, but I'll it was more that he actually just hit me right here, and I was like, whoa, that was like, what was that? And I was like, that was hard. And I was like, oh, it's an ice cube. But I mean, I was totally fine. I just kept going with the show. But I
could have been your eye.
Could have got in my eye. But I feel like it's a very, out of the things I've seen getting thrown on stage at other shows, this is a very small matter.
Yeah.
But I did get very pissed. Like, in the moment, I was really pissed off because you have so much adrenaline on stage, and you're like excited. You're in your element, and that kind of throws you off a little bit. So just looking, and there was a few people like, it was this guy, and I just like stared at him and just went, great. And then I just kept going because I didn't want to there's thousands of people in the crowd having the best time and being a really amazing crowd. So I was like, I'm not going to let this one guy ruin this moment. So, just kept going.
Well, social media is obviously a big thing for you, and your music has really blown up on social platforms, including your song To Die For. It's created a bit of a TikTok craze. Could you just explain this little thing to us?
Oh, yeah.
That's you on the left there.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
And that's why I lead on the right. White shirt,
Well, I think once you put your song out and it's out on TikTok, TikTok will do its thing, I guess. I kind of just started, it was, a fan just did the kind of the butt dance, just the jiggle back and forth. And then another really amazing ballet artist, he did a version where he pulled his pants down with his friends and did the dance. So I just duetted his video, and then that took off with that, and then everybody started pulling their pants down and
So what you're saying is you
ass.
waited for it to be pants down before you got involved?
Yes.
But is it interesting to see how people interpret, like TikTok in that platform in particular, because it's strange and weird and wacky how people interpret.
But I mean, I love the internet for that people just take things and run with them when it's in a positive way. I think having fun like this is what it should be for, really.
That song, I was going to say samples. Is it Popcorn?
Yeah.
Yeah. What made you haven't sampled things before? What made you go, I got to sample that one?
It was very much in the spur of the moment. Like, I was working with my producer, Oscar Gurris, who produced the track, and we were talking about how, like, now we're at a point in life where you see the decades you've lived through come back in fashion. And so we were talking about how, first of all, it made us feel old, but then it's also that Y2K, the kind of early 2000s sort of music style and fashion is kind of coming back. And we were talking about that, and he started playing the kind of, like, trance music kind of synths that was very popular then. And I don't know why, but I just started singing that melody on
Yeah.
top of it, and it just
how could you
fit
not sing it?
perfectly. How could you not? Exactly.
And look what we got.
And so, yeah, and then we
It's
just like, we
amazing.
need to go with this, and hopefully it will get approved, and it did. And yeah.
Amazing.
Well, Tove Lo no Valu Valus. Nailed it.
Amazing,
Dirt
amazing.
Femme is the album. It's out October 14. Head to our website for details on her remaining Aussie shows. Tove Lo, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.